Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's Brandon here. Now today's video, I'm going to share with you a triangle of content ideas to get you started with creating your very first video and to make sure that you've got a plan, a schedule, and a bank of content up your sleeve to really get started and have some momentum. All right, let's jump in. Hey guys, welcome back, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you love hearing and seeing what you are experiencing today. And also if you want to see and hear more, by all means jump in the comments and you can see links to my free resources on tips to overcome presenting on camera and being nervous and anxious about that. And then if you really want to implement and execute my strategies in your business to really grow it, attract better clients, and really set yourself apart as a real dominant, authoritative person in your space, you can jump into my courses, which I've got links to in the comments. First one is how to create your very first video and present on camera. The second is podcasting for your business, and the third and final one is how to really take a hold of your personal brand online and become that real influential person in your space. All right, let's jump in. Okay, so if you want to imagine for me a diagram of a triangle, you can probably see on screen now I'm sharing my amazingly designed diagram of a triangle, and you'll notice clearly that with a triangle, a three-sided object, there are three clear tips. Now at the very top, I want you to write or type, depending on if you're doing a shared doc or you're handwriting this, I want you to write and type out the word you. And then in the second tip on the right, I want you to type in them. And then on the third and final tip on the left, I want you to type in the word trends. Now your mind's probably going a million miles an hour thinking, ooh, I wonder what this could be. It is very, very basic. And what I want you to take out of this is if you can get 5 to 10 bullet points and ideas for each of these three sections, then surprise, surprise, you'll be walking away with 30 content ideas and video topics for you and your business and to really kickstart your content creation journey. So let's go to the first tip, you. Now we always start with this topic and this section because the sooner you can get comfortable talking about yourself and feeling comfortable sharing about yourself, the sooner you can get used to the sound of your own voice, said everyone ever, which is incredibly difficult to do, I know, but the sooner you can do that, the sooner you can get comfortable really sharing things about you that you know people are going to have an opinion on, both positive, negative, indifferent. They might become really interested. The sooner you'll realize that there's so much content within you that you didn't even realize you had that can be related back to your business endeavor, your personal life, your hobbies and interests, and more importantly, the things that make your personality and your style unique and start to resonate with your unique audience. So underneath you, I want you to start thinking about things about you that are unique, and even try to think about the ones that initially you think to yourself, oh, this is boring, this is crap, oh, it's not even interesting. So things like, what makes you you? Are you married? Are you single? Are you in a relationship? Do you have a pet? Do you have a hobby? Do you play a particular style of sport? Do you have kids? Do you have grandkids? Do you live in a certain location or area that's really unique? Do you have a couple of core principles or values that you like to live your life by? By doing that, that's really going to give you some awesome content to really start positioning and framing yourself to yourself as someone who's got a little bit of interesting stuff going on in their life and something about them that's worth talking about. You then want to break it out and expand a little further, and I want you to start thinking about things about you that other people have told you are interesting, unique, quite good, things that they remember about you. So what makes you memorable to other people? What are some clear traits or things that you do or that you've said or that you've achieved that have really stuck with people, and quite often you get told those things almost like a reflective highlight reel from your life that other people have witnessed, enjoyed and remembered. And then finally, what I want you to start thinking of is milestones. So are there moments in your life where you've experienced success, or you've experienced a real high, or if you're brave enough, a real low? Or are there periods in your life where you've experienced a real momentum, or you've achieved some form of milestone? So if you're a little bit stuck on that one and it feels ambiguous, I'll give you an example. When I was 17, I was in year 12, my last year of college or high school, and I'd set myself a goal for my enter score to be able to get into university and college and pursue my Bachelor of Marketing. Now, what I did was I set myself a goal of 85, which was the enter score out of 100 I really wanted to get, and I placed that on the back wall of my desk facing straight back at me. And I also made myself commit to doing 3 hours of study and homework every weekday evening of the school year in order to ensure that I'd kept myself honest with time and endeavour, and I'd also kept myself in front of my goal, quite literally, for the entire year. Now, the reason why I share that is because for me, it was a milestone in my life where I experienced a process I undertook to achieve success. I had to trust in that process. I didn't have a huge reference structure. I hadn't done my last year of schooling before, so I had to rely on and trust that it was going to work. And I followed a process and I remained disciplined. And surprise, surprise, I got 87.25 and I exceeded my goal and I reached entry to my university course. Now, the reason why I've shared that story is because it is exactly that. It is a story, but it's also allowed me to take my attention and focus off presenting to camera and having a light in front of me and a microphone, and it's allowed me to focus more upon recalling an experience and a time and a story to deliver an authentic message and to really just be myself and share something about me that's quite vulnerable, but also it's raw, it's honest, and it's likely something that you, the viewer, will relate to in your own way when it comes to an experience in your life. So if you're still struggling to come up with a milestone, I want you to think back to the earliest possible time in your life and maybe look at it in chunks. So look at something that happened before the age of 12, primary school. Then have a look at something and recall a milestone that happened between the ages of 12 to 21. Then look at the next phase, up to about 30 years of age, and was there a milestone or an event that happened then? And you'll be able to start to talk about experiences and things that you've undertaken as big life changes and milestones that allow you to tell a story and get comfortable talking about yourself. Now, how does this relate, you're probably thinking, to my business and sending out a message to my audience that helps me sell or influence or attract people to come and do more of what I want them to do with me? Well, the first step is you're showing them that you're human exactly like them. You're sharing something about yourself that likely is going to be similar in a lot of ways to something about themselves and something that's happened to them. So the quicker you can build that emotional connection and show someone that you're flawed and that you too have things going on in your life very similar, the sooner you'll be able to build a connection with an audience, and they won't be as hung up on your content being perfect or looking for holes in it, and they'll more be locked into you and your style because they've really built an emotional connection. Okay, so that's the first tip of the triangle, and quite easily you can see how you could walk away with 10 topic ideas quite easily, and most of them would likely be stories of past experiences that have happened to you. The next section is the them. So let's focus on the right hand side tip of the triangle and that word them. Now, similar to above, I want you to try and focus on walking away with 5 to 10 bullet point ideas for content and themes for content that you can create based upon them. Now, who falls into the category of them? You can treat this one quite loosely, but if you want to know how to methodically put it in place, I would say them can be a current client, a past client, a future prospective client, someone you wish to become a client, an ideal client. You could also refer to a partner or someone that exists in your ecosystem and community as a business and would likely be someone that would participate in similar areas to you. But then also this could focus on people that are close to you within your business and your endeavor, such as team members, employees, bosses, partners in life, children, people that really play a part of and make up why you do what you do. Now, in the them section, this is a really good opportunity to think of pieces of content that can help you expedite relating to people who are either looking to become a future client and customer, or people who have really gotten to that point where they're about to choose you and they have just a little bit of apprehension left. But it can also be a great great way, for updating past clients who maybe want to revisit doing business with you, and they're able to learn something new about you, about how you and your business has evolved or changed. So in the them section, let's talk about themes and topics that can allude to scenarios where your clients or prospective client or past client has or is experiencing pain. And you would have heard this a lot throughout sales methodology across the years, and having a business with a product market fit, it always comes down to having a problem and then finding a solution likely that you found that can solve that problem. So quite often people will talk about there has to be a high level of pain associated with this scenario for someone to want your solution really, really bad. But where I'm going with it is, when you think about your customers, try not to focus just very insular around problems that they would experience in things that you think are important. Try and think about scenarios and situations where they may experience pain in other aspects of their business, their life, their day-to-day operations. And that's the quickest and easiest way to show them that you relate, because now you're not just interested in talking to them about how you can help them, but you're talking to them about all the other scenarios and parts of their day and their life and their constructed career where they experience pain, and you're showing that you're related to it and that you can understand and you have empathy for it. And so by sharing an awareness to customers' pain and situations that bring them that pain, you're really showing them that you understand them, and you're positioning yourself as an authority because you're displaying emotional intelligence to be aware. And you're showing your customers that, hey, we get it. It's not easy. It's not always sunshine and roses. And there's going to be situations just like this. And guess what? We've experienced them just like you. We understand them. We're aware of them. And here's how we've seen people just like you handle those problems and get to a point in a state of success and positivity and happiness out the other side. So I hope I've shared enough there around them, but basically you've really got to start putting a face and a name to those customers and to those clients and to those prospects and those people that sit in the category of them. Now give them a face, give them a name, build out a persona, think about all the things that happen to them, and you'll be able to start crafting stories of either situations you've experienced personally or situations that you know are going to arise. And that way you'll be able to position yourself as really understanding them. Okay, so we've talked about you, we've talked about them. Now let's talk about trends. So the third tip of the triangle, you can see the word trends there. If you want to type that out or write it, as before, you want to get 5 to 10 topics or ideas to really solidify making you an authority in your space. Now, this one's the most exciting for me, and I find a lot of people love this because it gives them the ability to have a voice and an opinion around things that are trending, not only in their direct space and industry and vertical, but also overall in the realms of business and entrepreneurship and growth. And you may realize that there's a lot of different things trending on the globe and on the planet at any one time, but it's quite easy, and it's easier than you think, to make a link back from that trending item globally and how it may impact your clients, your business, your environment. And so if you want a tip on how to go about creating some trending topics and ideas, and you're really stuck, one of the easiest and quickest things I recommend people to do is think about people who are trending. So everyone watching this video likely, I'm assuming, but I could be wrong, but likely I'm pretty confident would know who Elon Musk is. I would assume that most people would know who Greta Thunberg is. I assume most people on this video would know who Richard Branson, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos. I'm assuming you would know people like Donald Trump. You'd know, that's not a great example, but you would know that person. And what I want you to then think is, okay, you've got these people who are trending worldwide. What are they trending for? Elon Musk, electronic vehicles, environmental and sustainable impact, green earth, social media with Twitter. You've got Jeff Bezos with going to the moon, Amazon, digitization, disrupting workforces. You've got people like Greta Thunberg that are talking about climate action and saving the planet and protesting against those type of things. And what I want you to think of there is, okay, there must be elements of what they're talking about that are deliberately trending as a result because of the content that's within them. And a great example would be with Elon. He's taken over Twitter as an example. He's trying to disrupt social media, and he's trying to develop more attention for him and his businesses. Now, you could easily make a segue back from that trending item to your business and how you help or you play a role in helping some of your clients do exactly that. Steal attention, promote your brand and business, get more eyeballs, have an audience. There might be things like blockchain, NFTs, Meta, what's the most recent one? ChatGPT even, AI, OpenAI. So you can see quite quickly that there's a lot of things that are trending on a world scale, but can also be related back to multiple industries, multiple businesses. Now, the secret here is you only have to be 10 to 20% more informed than the majority of your clients and people in your industry to be able to share something that's thought-provoking, that shows people that you're bringing that message to them as an audience. And straight away, they're going to think, wow, they really know their stuff. They've really got their finger on the pulse. They're forward thinking. They're obviously conscious of how these things may or may not impact their business. I wonder if they think it would impact me and my business. So straight away, what you're doing is you're showing people that you have a keen interest into what's up and coming, what's changing, what's trending, and you're not afraid to show and share that with your audience. And quite quickly, people will see that you're confident to share something new. You're confident to do it consistently. You're confident to maybe get it wrong, but you're really passionate and confident about starting a conversation. And often, if you can be the person that starts the conversation and carries the message, you don't have to worry about having the most trending or cleverest idea. You just need to know how to talk about that idea and that trending issue so that your audience thinks that, wow, that's my news source. That's the person I want to find out more about something that's trending from, because they've served me up information now over the past 3, 4, 5 months. That's incredibly valuable because it talks about something that's trending that relates back to me and my business. So that's the content of triangle content of ideas, and it's really quite simple. I highly recommend starting with it because you'll walk away with so many great ideas for content that you wouldn't have already considered, and you'll feel a lot more comfortable about talking about things that ordinarily you initially didn't think would be relevant to you and your audience. And really, that's what a lot of this is about. It's about getting comfortable talking about things that don't feel natural or relevant straight away to what people might want to hear, and being brave enough to test them and to share them with your audience and start a conversation. Because if you can do that, you will start to build momentum and you'll start to have an audience that actually participates with you, and that's quite powerful. So that's our content triangle of ideas. I hope that helps. If you love what you hear and see, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Like I said at the beginning, I've got my free resource in the comments, your 7 tips for overcoming presenting to camera and creating your first video. And I've also got my 3 courses which you can jump into, and they are particularly for people who want to execute and implement this immediately in their business to really start experiencing growth, attracting better clients, and positioning themselves as a clear number one and authority in their space so you can maintain a competitive edge. So you've got courses in the comments on presenting to camera, podcasting, and developing your killer personal brand. All right, guys, I'm Brandon. I'll see you on the next video. I hope you enjoyed and look forward to speaking to you then.